Hello and welcome back to Transfer Talk, where right now we are exactly 3 weeks from the transfer window reopening both in England and across Europe. So finally the rumours are starting to heat up again. Don't forget you can tweet us news and gossip with the hashtag TransferTalk, either send it to me at Doogie Critchley or at Football Daily, and as ever hit that subscribe button if you haven't already and turn notifications on to stay up to date with every video. Let's go! We start this week on Merseyside, where there is speculation regarding the future of Sadio Mane. The 27-year-old is enjoying a fine season with Liverpool, finding the net 9 times and laying on a further 4 assists as the Reds have opened up a commanding lead at the top of the Premier League. The Senegalese international, who cost Jurgen Klopp £34 million from Southampton back in 2016, is being lined up as PSG's #1 target next summer, should their record-signing Neymar get his wish and leave Paris. And with the Brazilian being perpetually linked with Barcelona and Real Madrid, you'd anticipate club chiefs in the French capital are already getting their finances in order to facilitate this move. Of course, Klopp will do everything in his power to prevent Mane leaving Anfield, especially after his development into arguably his side's biggest attacking threat. Despite being behind both Firmino and Salah with 2.2 shots per 90, he provides more key passes and completes more dribbles than his forward counterparts. 8 goal involvements in his last 8 games has also seen him hit 18 goal contributions in all competitions, well on his way to eclipsing last year's total of 28. And with PSG reportedly dropping their asking price to around £150 million for Neymar, the likelihood is that should Liverpool part with Mane, Thomas Tuchel will see most of that money head across the channel to secure his services. That is if the German still has a job at the Parc des Princes come June. But we want to know what you guys think. Is Sadio Mane a perfect replacement for Neymar? Let us know in the comments below. On to Chelsea now, where, as you're probably aware, the transfer ban has been reduced to 1 window, which of course was served ahead of the 1920 season. So now the Blues once again have a world of players to splash their cash on, so who will be the first new player of the Lampard era? Frank Lampard has issued a word of warning ahead of the upcoming window, indicating that just because the embargo is no more doesn't mean they will revert back to their open checkbook transfer policy, especially after a shock defeat to managerless Everton at the weekend. Here's what he had to say ahead of Chelsea's Champions League clash with Lille last night.
Can we now expect you to go for Jadon Sancho, Wilfried Zaha or Ben Chilwell?
I'm certainly not going to sit here today and go too far down any lines with that, but we'll see where we are. As I keep saying, I'm happy with the squad that we have here. I think we're doing okay.
So there you have it. Don't expect too many faces, if at all, through the doors at Stamford Bridge in January. So the likes of Nathan Ake, linked with a £40 million return to West London from Bournemouth, and Crystal Palace's big fish Wilfried Zaha may have to wait a little longer or turn their heads elsewhere should they want to leave their current clubs. But what do you think Frank should do next month? Spend the money or show faith in his current squad? Vote in the poll above. As you well know, Marco Silva's tenure at Everton ended last Thursday following a 5-2 defeat to crosstown rivals Liverpool, making him the 5th manager to lose his job this season following Javi Gracia, Maurizio Pochettino, Unai Emery and Quique Sanchez-Flores. And despite Duncan Ferguson masterminding a 3-1 victory for the Toffees over Chelsea, there remains a number of names in the hat for the role at Goodison Park. Aside from the names we recognise like David Moyes, Rafa Benitez and Eddie Howe being linked to the position, the lesser-known Vitor Pereira has seen his odds fall dramatically over the last couple of days. Currently managing Shanghai SIPG in the Chinese Super League, where he won the title in 2018, he is held in high regard by his employers, evidenced by the fact the Red Eagles are willing to offer him £25 million to lure the Portuguese coach into 1 more year in China's biggest city. But just this morning, Pereira pulled cold water on that potential eventuality, saying he didn't have any plans to leave China. Everton's disappointment, though, will be short-lived, with Carlo Ancelotti in the market following his shock sacking from Napoli last night. The 3-time Champions League winner, who has experience of the Premier League with Chelsea, where he won the double in 2009-10, is top of Everton and Arsenal's wishlist, according to Sky Sports News. The odds have slashed to 2-1 for Ancelotti to be Arsenal's next permanent manager, but can you guys see any way that cash-rich Everton could land him ahead of them? Let us know, as ever, down below. Quickly hopping over to Manchester now, where one of their key players this season is in line for yet another pay rise. Scott McTominay has found himself integral to the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer system at Old Trafford, having made 18 appearances in all competitions so far this campaign. The 23-year-old needs to make 6 more appearances to top his career high so far, when he featured in 23 matches back in 17-18. Pitching in with 3 goals and an assist, the Scot is on to double his money as bosses at the club look to set to offer him £60,000 a week in a deal that would last until 2025, with the option of a further year. Now, McTominay only signed a new contract less than a year ago, back in January, which had him already tied down to the club for 4 years. It's certainly been a quick rise to the top for the midfielder who's been on the books at Man United since he was 5. 5th in the squad for shots per game, 4th for dribbles and passes per match, and trailing behind just Aaron Wan-Bissaka for defensive actions per 90, you can't argue with Scott McTominay being awarded a new contract that reflects his true importance to the Red Devils. But Man United fans, we want to hear from you. Do you guys need to sign a midfielder, and if so, who in January? Let us know as ever down below. For our final story, we're going continental. Before we dive into it though, don't forget that every Tuesday over on EFD we have Euro Transfer Talk, where we round up the best news from across Europe. But right now we're going to give you an update on what's going on in Bologna's boardroom. It's no secret that the Rossoblu are after a new striker, with their line currently being led by 37-year-old Rodrigo Palacio. The Argentine has netted just 4 goals this campaign, so the club are looking to England for a player to supplement the veteran. The 2 names in question are new to the Premier League but not making much of an impact: Patrick Cutrone and Moise Kean. 21-year-old Cutrone hasn't broken Raul Jimenez and Diogo Jota's partnership at Wolves, making 3 starts and accumulating just 294 minutes so far this season. He does have 2 goals to his name though in that time, more than can be said for Kean. Everton's £25 million signing has yet to score at all in his 331 minutes on the pitch. His time on the field particularly damning considering Everton's current situation. Bologna are only looking for loan moves as it stands, with both players reportedly open for offers to return to their homeland if it means they can become established starters, something neither player has properly experienced so far in their careers. Both of these potential moves though have come off the back of another one falling through. It was no secret that Bologna were attempting to sign Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who finds himself a free agent after his LA Galaxy contract expired last month. However, they pulled out of talks as, according to club director Walter Sabatini, the Swede has already decided on his next destination. It's believed to be AC Milan, but of course we don't know that yet, with Roma apparently making a late move for the striker too. We're sure though that when Zlatan does announce his next move, he'll make a pretty big deal of it. Italian football fans though, we want to hear from you. Which club does Zlatan fit best, AC Milan or Roma? You know what to do, get your thoughts down below. So guys, that's all we've got time for on Transfer Talk for another week. What did you guys think of the stories? Let me know in the comments down below and suggest them on Twitter throughout the week. We are honestly looking for your opinions all the time. Don't forget to like the video, leave a comment and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye!